It's time to say thank you to our wonderful patrons who keep this show operational. Thanks for a great October. You know, it was kind of wasn't a very eventful month. I think we might have even gone guest free. I don't even remember. But
With Styx this month? No.
or
I think
September,
we
I don't
mentioned
know.
it in our last patron.
We've been trying to get guests and like, you know, people kind of I don't
Yeah.
know. I've sent out several emails this month that have gone unresponded to, unfortunately. But what's cool is regardless, the show carries on. I think we might have had our most viewed show ever. We had one.
We did. We had one that I think it hit 4,500 live viewers.
Yeah, we definitely had the most live ever, and I think that's the same stream that's sitting at about 45,000
Oh my gosh.
listens on YouTube, and that's not including audio platforms and all that. So,
Oh, that's so
slowly
great.
but surely, I mean, we're not far from having an audience, a weekly audience in the 50,000 range. Which,
Yes.
I mean, to think about that's really crazy.
Yeah.
You know, 30, 40, 50,000 people, that's a small stadium of people listening to this on a weekly basis, which
Ugh.
is it's wild
I
when you
can't
think
think about
it.
that. And Skag won't brag about it, but he has 2 videos now that have hit 1 million views.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Although they're both, you know, like a year old at this point, so I guess
That
that's
counts.
one of them is the featured video on my channel too. So I think it gets a play every time someone clicks on my channel. So that's a
That
little
also
inflated.
counts.
Meh.
Counts.
But this isn't a numbers game. I don't necessarily care. Like I'd gladly do this show with all the numbers staying exactly as they are. Frankly, I love having the audience that we do, and I kind of love being a little bit underground so that we don't have the bright light of scrutiny on us. You know, that'll just freak us out. But the point is the reason we've been able to get the audience that we have, of course. I mean, we put a lot of effort in the show. We do the best that we can, and that goes without saying. But the reason we're able to do this is because people put us in position to do it, and because they're sharing it with their friends. Because they're saying, "Hey, Joe, hey, Billy, I know this cool podcast. Check it out. Tell your mom to watch it too."
Yeah.
So I mean, we've got a lot of people doing the logistical work for us, and that is very much appreciated. You know, people who are parting with a couple bucks a month, people who are sharing it with Joe and Billy, people who are just doing little things that really help this show become, you know, in 2 years and change time. I don't know. I don't know if I ever really expected to get that far and expect to have an audience of tens of thousands of people on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, most people that have a partnership to have fizzled out by the time they reach 2.5 years or so.
Yeah. Oh, partnership as in like a cooperative effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people to coordinate on YouTube. So the fact that we've made this work and then got an audience, it's like it's good. It's very good. It's unexpected.
I will forever reminisce about how crazy it is that, you know, our lives just kind of came together at a time that we were both in a very similar spot, and even now we're kind of in similar spots. It's sort of like parallel lives that have developed.
Yeah. That's
kind
true.
of I don't know, in this weird parallel fashion, even though we don't hang out, this is like our friendship is mostly what people can see on the internet.
That's true. I mean, how much do we really talk outside of the show? I mean,
not by voice, not like in Skype chat. There's
yeah.
I mean, I can't lie. There's a Skype chat I hope nobody ever sees, and they won't because it automatically deletes. But yeah, I mean, I just I don't know. This is long and rambling, but it's my way of saying thank you to the people who are keeping this ongoing. This literally just started as like a, I don't know, random try it out effort, and every single Sunday since has been devoted to it, and I'm just as enthused now as I was. I remember that summer of 2016, everything was like new and exciting about it. Like it was really, even though the show was like this tiny thing, we didn't really know what we were doing. It's like, oh, the prospect is there. Like I could see this becoming something that's legit. And now 2 years later, you know, I look back on it and I think if I could talk to myself 2 years ago, would I have been satisfied with what we have now? I think I would have been really quite excited to see what we've been able to build it into.
Yeah, so, and I would tell myself, you know, to go for it and to pretty much do exactly what we did.
Yeah, it's definitely leaving a job to pursue this and a channel. It's the ballsiest move I've ever made, frankly. And at the time, I probably would have graded it out at like 50-50 shot. That's probably what I expected. 50-50 shot of like, this could be a real thing, or it, like I was never going to quit YouTube outright. But 50-50 shot about whether it'd be a viable career path, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and yet it has. Because of the patrons, though. Like, we never would've...
It is. When I made that gamble, I expected ad revenue that existed on YouTube at the time to continue as it existed. And of course, that's been all but wiped out.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Definitely. And if you look at our earlier shows, we were not pushing it very much. We weren't that edgy back in the day when we still had jobs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We did the show. I think we only did the show for like maybe a month or two when we still had jobs. Yeah. Admittedly, I was very worried at the time, not just of the podcast, but of my YouTube presence generally. Like, that was always on my mind.
Yep, me too.
And now the only consideration I have when I speak is my filter on what I say is about truth, about accuracy, about what I can say confidently with loyalty to the facts as I understand them. It's not about, who's going to come after me if I say this.
Yeah,
a very different filter to have now than we had before.
And it's hard to believe, but I still do have something of a filter. I only say like 30% of the things that I actually want to say.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I'm surprised. I would guess more, to be honest.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying everything I'm thinking.
Anyway, this is what you guys have helped us to build, and it's going to keep carrying on, and I'm really happy with what we have now. So, I always hate to be like, I don't have lofty goals for the future. I don't have this big vision, or we're going to change. I like doing what we're doing. Like, if we kept doing this for years, that's fine with me.
And I don't want to have this big studio show. I'm not like, I don't have kind of Crowder-esque aspirations for the show. I like that it's cozy and that we're in our rooms and I'm sitting on the floor and everything. Like, I like things as they are. I'm going to be really happy if it grows, but if things stayed the same, I'd also be happy with that.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys keeping this whole thing afloat and buying us not only a viable profession, quote unquote profession, but genuine opportunity to become friends with each other and become friends with our audience. I mean, I think the community that exists around this show is so cool to see too. So,
aw, gay balls.
Indeed. Most of you guys know the story, but if you are new around here as patrons, you do get priority on the Wednesday night call-in show. So you can join that Discord server on which the show is hosted automatically from Patreon here. If your name is not marked in that pretty orange patron font in the server, get in touch with us, send us a message. We'll get that taken care of for you. Other than that, please send us messages anytime. You got a story that you think is worthy of the show or anything like that. Hoax hate, of course.
Yeah.
I don't ever search for hoax hate. It's just people send me hoax hate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you see we'll talk about it on Sunday. Do you remember a story a few weeks ago when someone in Brazil said that Nazis attacked her and carved a swastika into her abdomen?
No, but did it come out as hoax hate?
It's confirmed hoax hate. She cut a swastika into her own abdomen.
That's some devotion.
Must be Bolsonaro. What's that guy's Bolsonaro? What's it? Yeah, it's his fault. He's the Brazilian Trump.
Yep.
His fault, I'm sure. All right, guys. Well, we will see you each and every Sunday. If you're listening to this soon, and we're taping this on November 1st right now, but remember there is no call-in show on the 7th, but the call-in show does return as normal November 14th. And I haven't decided what we're going to do about the Thanksgiving weekend show. Both years in the past, we've taken Thanksgiving has been our one Sunday off, which I might repeat. I don't know. It depends what your plans are too.
I don't know. Maybe we should do it.
The only thing is, I would be open to doing a Sunday night show that night, but it's another Vikings game that night, just like the other week. So I'd have to go early, and it's a holiday weekend.
You should lie to me when you have to watch football.
But it's the only one. It's the only other Sunday conflict for the rest of the year.
Fine.
Unless the Vikings make the playoffs in the Super Bowl. That's looking it's not looking likely.
Okay.
Anyway, appreciate it, guys. As always, be in touch anytime. Thanks. We'll catch you on Sundays.
Bye, guys.